Thank you. Good morning, folks. Thanks for joining us. My name is Anthony Williams, and I'm here at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. Here, currently, as you can see, the theater of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex is full with stakeholders, partners, business owners, young entrepreneurs, farmers are gathered here to attend the macro, small, and medium-sized enterprise conference and trade fair 2025. This has been a continuing conference, an ongoing conference, and this is the 2025 edition of the MSM. East Conference that's been held here at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. So the macro, small, and medium-sized enterprise conference is being organized by government and partners to support Liberian businesses, Liberian enterprises, and also Liberian farmers. So this year's theme is ME's access to markets and finance through policy reforms. So as we speak currently, the event has already kickstarted. We have officials of government here at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministry, including international partners. We also do have the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Steve Kwa. He's also seated here joining several officials of government who are gracing this macro, small, and medium-sized enterprise conference and trade fair that's been held here at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex 2025. So my name is Anthony Williams. Since the event has already started, we're going to go to the podium quickly and bring you live coverage of activities marking this year's conference. Stick and stay with us, folks.
Even though our speaker is asking us to move from projects to more sustainable support, which I agree fully with. But I wanted to mention this very important initiative that we have with the ministry, which we call the Growth Accelerator Program. So for those of you who are in the room who don't know about the Growth Accelerator, please Google it and you will see what we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve under the Growth Accelerator. It's an initiative that we have put together to support SMEs. Is grant that we are providing to young Liberians, young people, women who are in business and who need some support. But the beauty of that program is not the fact that we are providing grants to those who are selected. Recently, I think a few months ago, we have selected the 5th cohort of beneficiaries. I think every year we're trying to mobilize the resources with the ministry and then put a call for proposal for Liberians who have brilliant ideas, have amazing projects that you want to submit and get support. But what I said is the beauty of it is not for UNDP with the ministry to provide finance to you. The beauty of it is for us to be able bring along as private sector commercial banks. So EcoBank is part of the program, UBA is part of the program, Liberia International Limited is part of the program, and some other banks. So what is the idea behind that? So if we provide a little bit of seed funding for your project to grow, if you do well, you can also get loans from those banks, because they are part of the process. They're there to kind of scrutinize which one are the best project I can pick from here and then scale it out. So I think that program has been going for some time, and we're very proud of it. We've been providing a lot of support, a lot of resources to young people, but it's not enough. We need to do more. Honorable Minister of State, I was visiting the port of Liberia, of Monrovia. Normally UNDP doesn't do anything, but I think it was important for us, for me as UNDP, right, to go to the port and see how it's being operated. And I visited the vessel that was coming, a CMA CGM vessel. What struck me is when I went to the port, I was driving to the vessel, and then I passed through the import section and the export section at the port. So when I went through the export section, I saw not more than 20 containers. So when I went to the import section, I saw thousands of containers. And then I asked myself, why are we not exporting everything that we are doing here, using, the SMEs, products, and so on, like Mahmoud has said. So, and then that's how we, based on that, we said, what can we do at the UNDP and anyone to support the country in terms of production, so that we can export. And that's why, even if you check macroeconomic statistics, the contribution of Africa into global trade is very minimal. I don't think it's more than 5% global trade. So that's why we are really trying to see from outside in UNDP, how do we support more SMEs? How do we make sure that we produce more, but we transform? And what Mahmoud was saying is very critical. The packaging, the quality assurance that we need to provide to give to our products. We have many opportunities. The Africa Free Trade Continental Agreement is here. Are we using it properly? How Liberia, and I saw the minister has launched a strategy recently. The Minister of Commerce is working hard on that. But we count on you. We count on on small businesses to export to the continent. I'm not talking even the continent, but ECOWAS region as well, neighboring countries. So I think this is a collective work that we need to do. It has to be bold, and I think Mahmoud said it all. We have to dream big, but also we need to make sure that we are bold in our actions. And then, the money is not the problem. If you have good ideas, if you have good projects, the money will follow. But if you don't, nobody will be, if you come to me, to UNDP, telling me, you know what, I have this project, and I want funding from UNDP, I want to see what the impact will be. What transformation are you bringing? So if you're not able to convince me with your idea, then most likely I will not put money into your project. And I think, that's some kind of, being bold and dreaming big, but also believing in our dreams is something that we need to do. So the partners are here. Georgia has talked about it. Last week, the World Bank was launching their country framework, where it's all about jobs and entrepreneurship and SMEs. Today, I came late because we were doing, the UN is also trying to fine-tuning our cooperation framework with the government of Liberia. Is all about supporting SMEs, bringing in private sector, creating more jobs, supporting institutional framework and so on. So we are together in this, and I would really want to once again thank the Minister of Commerce for always inviting UNDP and everyone to be part of these very bold, forward-looking initiatives. I thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, here from UNDP.
Thank you so much, our country rep. Mr. Ali, we thank the UNDP because they're constantly supporting our products. I was at a program maybe about 3 months ago, along with iCampus, where they gave away $10,000 to female-owned businesses. There were 20 businesses that pitched, and 10 women got the opportunity to win $10,000. and they got extensive training in handling their businesses. So thank you so much, UNDP, and Madam Wallen, thank you so much for our LIFT program, which I'm a beneficiary of. Our next speaker, she is no stranger to any one of us. She's contributed immensely to Liberia. She is the head of the Crusaders for Peace. She is head of Uniform here in Liberia, Women on the Move. She is also my partner with a 100% Liberian and African store. Please welcome to our stage the Commissioner General for the World Expos, Madam Julie Ely.
Thank you. The Honorable Sam Square, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, representing our own President, Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. My protocol will be, Mr. Minister, please extend my thanks and appreciation to His Excellency, Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., for appointing me Commissioner General to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I stand here today. To the Honorable Minister Magdalene Takose, who is not new to me, with leading the struggle of women advocacy, and Minister Benny Horace. This is 60 days of activism, and the world is turning orange. So the topic given me is to talk about how women entrepreneurs can make a difference if they are empowered. The next one is how we can showcase our product on the world map. So it's not paper, and they put 3 minutes. So I'm proud to look at the Minister of Information, Culture, and Tourism, my own boss, and the Minister of Youth and Sports that I'll be working with very closely, UNDP, the World Bank, LRA, Liberian Business Association, my young son that I'm proud of. Today he's sitting here, but don't call me president. I don't like that name. I'm the private sector. Based on the topic given me, it is indeed an honor to stand before you today at this very important Liberian SME conference, a gathering dedicated to shaping the future of the nation's economy. As we reflect on the path towards sustainable growth, and one truth comes clearly, that empowering women entrepreneurs is not only a matter of equity, it is a catalyst for economic transformation. When women are given the opportunity to lead in business, they drive economic growth, they create jobs, stimulate innovation, and contribute significantly and directly to Liberia's gross domestic product. Their enterprises become engines of progress, fueling prosperity across our communities. It can be seen outside. Most of the SMEs outside are women. Empowering women also means tackling one of our greatest challenges, poverty reduction. We need economic participation, uplift family, strengthen communities, and improve living standards. When a woman succeeds, her household and neighborhood will benefit. That's why we must empower women. And I'm glad I'm talking strategically. UNTP is sitting on my left hand. So I'm your guest next. Moreover, women entrepreneurs are magnets for investment. Their ventures attract capital, foster development, and open doors for new partnerships that go a long way in accelerating national growth. Equally important is that the women bring their fresh perspective to the table. If you take a man and put him here and put a woman here and get them to do innovation, and you will see the innovative skills of women. If they get more money to go to business or go to the market, they will know, will manage it. There will be good food when the husband comes home. But if you get the husband money, anyway, I did that already. 60 days of activism. By supporting women entrepreneurs, Liberia will unlock economic potential, promote equity, equality, and build more prosperous and inclusive future. This is not just about empowering women, it is about empowering Liberia. When you empower women, you empower Liberia. When there was war, it was women that came to the forefront to make sure the war stopped by putting their children's lives at risk and sitting and praying for the peace of Liberia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I cannot conclude these remarks without highlighting the importance of our country's participation and exhibition of trade fair. These platforms are not just events, they are gateways to opportunity, growth, and transformation. As the Minister of State spoke in Japan, Osaka, I was shocked when the minister started his deliberation representing the president in Japan. The minister started naming women that have done excellently well for Liberia. I said, wow. He's talking about these women. I know in the minister's next speech, he will be talking about us women, the women, the Jews. Thank you, Minister of State. As demonstrated outside this conference, exhibition allows us to showcase Liberia's products, services, and culture to the global audience. By presenting the richness of our resources and the creativity of our people, we attract buyers, investors, and partners that can help us expand our markets and strengthen our industries. Secondly, trade exhibitions and trade fairs are powerful tools for economic diversification. For many years, our economy has relied on traditional export, engaging in international exposition, opening doors with new sectors, new products, new opportunities, and reduce dependency and build resilience. We should not be begging people, please give me, do your canna, do your coconut, do your crappy candy, package it, right, make it now, make it new. Never get on the international stage. People will look at it. Some of us were guessing culture at the airport, respecting people, honoring people, but today we are business people. I am a proud business woman. So let us do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If Gandhi can do it, you can do it. If Bonita can do it, you can do it. If Bonita Preston can do it, you can do it. Women, let's stand up. When we present our country on the global stage, we ask investors to come. And then you are there writing every negative things in the newspaper. You are on the cyberspace. Liberia is not good. 20 dead bodies here. Liberia not safe. You are telling us the work we are doing internationally, the people will not come. Then you will say no money. And you will say you poor. No, you're not poor. You are very rich. We have the country of the brave and free. We have the resources to back us. So stop writing all these negative things. When your country cannot do it for you, do it for your country. But you listen to my sorrow, time will tell. What did I do about time will tell? What did I laugh at you? Time will tell. No longer we need the back and the men in the front. But together, we want to 16 years of activism, support women entrepreneurs. Active God bless you.
Thank you, madam. No shaking, no shaking. We're going to let it, no shaking. Yes. When she got to be constant. And let me add that Madam Indy took 10 ambassadors to Japan in April, where we opened the World Expo and where already.
The men at the front and the women at the back. Together we will walk. Saba, 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 saba. President Parker in the mansion, Katumu Parker at the house, in Sabasa.
Thank you, Madam. Sabasar, gender equality. And like I said, Madam called me to duty where I serve as the gender officer for the World Expo, making sure that you all are realized. Thank you, Madam Andy.
Thank you. Madam Andy Close, she said something. When you give a little to women, because they are always determined and committed, it expands. But she said when you give it to the men, she didn't end the story. But one good thing I remember, one year I interviewed the late Dr. Amon Claudius Sawyer, and he drew a distinction between peacemakers and peace lovers. Right. According to Dr. Sawyer, peacemakers take risks to bring peace. Peace lovers only wait when peace comes, they celebrate. So I go back to my ending. When women want something done, they took risks during the time. They went on ancestral fasting and praying for our country when we, the men, were playing checkers. So when I ended, it was a thank you, but we are waking up, we're working together. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to invite one of our strategic partners, local partners. Every time the ministry will come and calls upon him, he is available, the institution is available. He is none other than Mr. James Structure, President of the Liberian Business Association.
Honorable Minister of State, let me take the official time to say congratulations since you took office. I haven't seen and Minister there and all officials here present. I want to say good afternoon. Sorry that they gave us 3 minutes and we have to speak and we are the UN today. I believe the occasion that we are here for is around me as the head of Liberian businesses, indigenous Liberian businesses. But I want to drive all of us into something quickly. It is an honor to be here today on behalf of the Liberian Business Association as we open this National MSME Conference and Trade Fair, carrying a continuous growth of influence, resilience, relevance, and importance. We need a time when we grow macro, small, medium-sized entrepreneurs. It's no longer the subject of debate. The issue of growing Liberian businesses is no longer a subject of debate. It is the reality. Experts have informed us that Nigerian MSME become nearly 60% national economic growth. These businesses are our market women, our mothers, young innovators, local manufacturers, agro-processors, service providers. They are not just participating in the economy, they are creating the future of Liberia. Yet, despite the undeniable contradiction, there remains a wide gap between the potential and the support system available to help them grow. It is this gap that inspired what I call my Liberia project. A project designed for the people local, the private sector, military and government realities. A project which is initiative responsible for solution. Ladies and gentlemen, at this MyLiberian conference, we have a plea for economic overhaul. And one that will prioritize Liberian indigenous private sector. Because when government deliberately support its own people, when government support Liberian own business, empower them, finance, training, protect, it protects the money, and it seems to be our economy. But when government do not prioritize its own people, the law is stop. The money leaves the country. And so is the opportunity no longer national transformation. Today, we are calling on government stakeholders, our policy leaders, our donor partners, our economic leaders to consider the whole reform of our Liberian business policy to center national development. We need a deliberate action in the national budget for indigenous to sustain annual allocation designed to build, grow, scale Liberian enterprise. Just imagine if this year, government international support is left number of MSD with a capital training and market access needed to reach million customers. And in fact, what they transform. This empowerment, these businesses will achieve. We have revenue, with the supply chain, will position our businesses to be a better player in a regional international market. This is not a trade. This is a strategy. One use the nature and growth from what they would prepare the first empowering their own individual businesses class. That's why businesses are participating meaningfully in international trade, and they need a matching capital, cleaner financing, and government-backed investment guarantee. We are also calling for improved market access because our people like grow and remain concerned within the small strategic market. Liber, with government support, reaffirm the commitment to support regional integration products, Liberian services, Liberian innovation, reach ECOWAS and beyond. Through expanding access to regional trade, advancing training, this initiative aims to strengthen the backbone of Liberian economy, our micro, small, medium-sized enterprise. Let this year, we must shift the conversation to action. From protection to prosperity, from small beginning to a global relevance. The future of Liberia depends on the strength of Liberian businesses. And together, we will build an economy that is inclusive, resilient, and proudly Liberian. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Schroeder. Liba, you cannot do anything at the Ministry of Commerce nor the Ministry of Agriculture without working with Liba in the Liberian Chambers of Commerce. I'll take a few minutes to thank our sponsors that help us make this program, help us bring this program to fruition. UNDP, the World Bank, UN Women, EPA, Ministry of Gender, Social and Protection Services, the Ministry of Agriculture, UNIDO, LIBA, and ICAPS. Okay, I was given the honor to introduce our next minister. He's the Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Cole Van. Welcome. All in here para Youth and Sports Minister.
Honorable Samuel Steve Hoyer, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Representative, Excellency the President, Madam Madeline Dagoza, Minister of Commerce, my distinguished colleagues from other ministries here at the high table, our development partners, our keynote speaker, Mr. Johnson, President of the Liberia Business Association, my brother James Trotter, other executives of the Ministry of Commerce here present, the staff of the ministry, distinguished entrepreneurs, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A few years ago, Madam Sharif, as president, instructed our cabinet to wear Liberian Day clothes every Friday. And every cabinet minister started wearing Liberian Day clothes. And then the staff members started wearing it on Friday. And we started competing now on who will wear the best. Today I see the ushers wearing nice tie and that. That tells you that Liberians are really at work. So every year we host the county meeting. I want to align this statement with what the UNDP country rep said when he visited the port. So we, in partnership with our partners who are bringing in the jerseys for all the counties, put in for the jerseys since July, August. And the vessels have been more than 1.5 months ago around Ghana, Tema, Port, Abidjan, and Lomé. That's what the importer said. Why? He says, because they want to load the vessel before it comes to Liberia. Because when it comes there are few containers that will carry. So until the vessel can get loaded to that capacity. He also says he saw a lot of containers that were imported. But this is the good news. A good number of those containers are imported by Liberia. Now, before the war, Camp Johnson Road was a place where you only had Lebanese and Indians having stores. Go and visit Camp Johnson Road today. 100% Liberian. Occupying one of those two. They are importing from China, Dubai, and what have you. Our distinguished entrepreneurs, innovators, and partners in development. I want to use this medium to commend the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, its partners, and all stakeholders involved in organizing this unique and timely program. This initiative demonstrates the ministry's unwavering commitment to strengthening Liberia's private sector and positioning MSMEs as a cornerstone of empowerment, growth, and economic development. Today, we celebrate the heartbeat of Liberia's economy, our micro, small, and medium enterprises. You are the risk takers, the job creators, and the everyday problem solvers who transform simple ideas into national pride. When we support MSMEs, we are not just building businesses, we are building Liberia. This year, our team carries a powerful message, promoting made in Liberia. It reminds us that Liberia's progress will be driven by what we produce, what we innovate, and what we proudly bring to the marketplace. Whether it is our cocoa, our country club, our furniture, our rubber, our palm oil, our pepper, our cassava, or our creative arts, made in Liberia must not only be a label, it must be a national identity. But for this identity to thrive, we need the right policies. Policies that protect local industries, expand access to finance, support youth and women-led enterprises, improve market access, and make the business environment predictable and fair. MSMEs cannot succeed on passion alone. They need an ecosystem shaped by smart regulation, strong institutions, and coordinated support. As we push forward, let us commit to the following. 1. Strengthening policies that make it easier to register, grow, and scale a business. 2. Prioritizing made in Liberia in public procurement so our own people benefit from government spending. 3. Investing in skills and digital transformation because the future of business is technology driven. 4. Encouraging partnerships between government, private sector, and development partners to expand opportunities. To every MSME leader here today, you are not just participating in the economy, you are shaping Liberia's future. Your resilience tells our children that dreams built on Liberian soil can grow into global brands. Your creativity proves that excellence lives here. Your courage shows that with the right policies, Liberian businesses can compete anywhere. Let us leave this gathering with renewed determination to buy Liberia, promote Liberia, and build a policy environment that helps Liberian businesses rise. Together, we can make made in Liberia a symbol of quality, innovation, and national pride. Thank you, and let us continue building the Liberia we all envision.
Thank you, Honorable Mandalay, the Youth and Sport Minister. And yes, our theme this year is SMEs access to market and finance through policy reforms, the role of the government partners and private sectors. And let me say hello to our policy team from the Ministry of Commerce that worked diligently to bring this program to fruition. A group that I work with, I'm the only female among 10 men in the policy committee, and I'm happy to be there to lend our voices for women. Thank you.
Thank you. The next dignitary to make special remark. The government of Liberia has a triangular defense system, not in terms of security or media defense. And in my opinion, given my experience as a journalist, the driver of this defense system is the Ministry of Information. We also have the Liberia Broadcasting System and the Executive Mansion. At the Ministry of Information is where the government's political arsenal is situated. So, the Liberian who oversees that powerhouse of the government, he has an advocacy background as a student militant, so blending all that with different fields of study, he is well armed, determined, prepared use the respective idioms, figurative language to defend the government. From the advocacy background, he carries the name Fidel Castro, as some of us know him now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to invite the Honorable General Matthew Pia, Minister of Information, Republic of Liberia.
Good afternoon to everyone. The representative of the President, Minister Steve Faire, host minister, all other platform guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote a very long speech. When I was sitting and we were being advised to talk for 3 minutes, started drawing lines in the speech. And when you do that, the speech can be very difficult to read. So bear with me if it appears that I'm dangling. But the first thing I want to encourage us about my minister is that everything we try to do, if we don't communicate it well, it goes nowhere. When I arrived here, the first thing I did, I looked at the media part of the hall. And as a communicator, I was not very impressed with the media channel. But then I particularly looked to see whether ELBC was here. Because you see, in this program, the president is supposed to speak. If the president is going anywhere to talk, how will it be possible that the state broadcaster is not there? Even though he's not here now, but he's being represented through the Minister of State. So I was sitting on my seat and I called Eugene Fagon, whether he could send the OB crew. And you know they do a lot of preparation before moving, so it wasn't possible. At least he managed to send 2 persons to come and cover the program. Let's pay attention to that in the future. The second thing is, I know it will be difficult for us to get used to it, but we now have something called the Liberian National Tourism Authority. And what that does is that it has taken tourism and culture away from the Ministry of Information. So that ministry currently is just the Ministry of Information, not Information, Culture, Affairs, and Tourism. And I'm making this point because when I was looking through the program, I saw a radar, which is something I know I sent last year during the other SMB conference that was focused on tourism. It is reflected in the program. So when someone sees it, who knows that we have a different entity responsible for culture and tourism, they will say, the minister, he's still doing the other people work. So I want that to be corrected. I'm not doing anybody work. Last year, thing they put in there so the tourism program can be part of it. In the future, when we want tourism information, let's talk to them. They got a young lady there who is the Director General. The young man who was the Assistant Minister at my ministry is one of the deputies. Of course, they are our brainchild. We will remain their parent because they came from the Ministry of Information. That's why we are on the board. But we got to respect their independence and give them a chance to work. So to my dear minister that goes there, it is an honor that within the spirit of interministerial collaboration and coordination to have been asked to make special remarks at the 8th S and NSNE conference hosted under the auspices of your ministry. Thank you and your team for all the positive achievements in trade and industry. This is not just a conference to make speeches and have presentations, but also a moment to soberly reflect on the challenges and SMEs are faced with to take stock of their progress and chart meaningful and workable pathways to enable them to thrive with the necessary incentives, programs, and policies that will sit with them as strategic and significant contributors to Liberia's economic growth. Yes, the government, through the stewardship of President Bouaga, has created the enabling environment for businesses to develop. And impressively, we are headed to the promised era of private sector growth. Every time I walk in a shopping place, I see new made in Liberia products on the shelves. When you move around Monrovia and other parts of the country, you see new MSME that are being established. When you pass by the Liberian Business Registry, you see the facility packed with people registering new businesses. These signs show the progress we are making and the enthusiasm among Liberian MSMEs to take charge of the economy. But their resilience and passion to grow into a commercial sector must be correspondingly matched with appropriate government programs and policies that will support and empower them through effective and adequate information sharing with wider coverage. There is similarly the lack of adequate and well-tailored information guide on how MSMEs can access finance through commercial banks or from development partner-funded programs being implemented in Liberia. This creates a widespread misbelief among MSMEs who believe that nothing is happening for them to access the finance. We must improve on these and ensure that they have the support they need, not just in terms of communication, but to access the needed funding to grow their businesses. My ministry seeks to work with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the private sector to communicate programs, policies, and activities that alleviates the challenges being faced by MSMEs on inadequate information. And finally, information and communication are paramount for MSMEs for their growth, enabling them to enhance productivity, expand market reach, foster innovation, develop human capital, and access funding, and benefit from supportive government policies. Together, we can do this with them and for them. And to all of you entrepreneurs who are here for the next few days for this conference, we wish you well. Have a nice MSME conference. Thank you for your attention.
Minister Chair Matthew Faire, the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, stressing the relevance and importance of information sharing as it relates to supporting macro, small and medium-sized enterprises.
I would like to
speaking here at the
MSME
Conference and Trade Fair.
We are live on Facebook. You can go there and press on small and medium-sized enterprises. On your devices, you can look and see that we're live. Currently, we have 141 likes and 144 followers. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. She is the Minister of Gender, Social Protection. She's Madame Benny Horace, someone that I had a great opportunity to work with. And
when it comes to SMEs. She's always looking for ways in which we can provide business for our survivors. Welcome, madam.
Honorable Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, our keynote speaker, platform guests, kindly allow me to stand on the existing protocol. It is an honor to join you at the 7th. Now, I understand if micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise conference and trade fair, a gathering of profound importance to Liberia's women enterprises, women entrepreneurs, and women innovators. Let me extend special commendation to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and their partners for once again convening this transformative space. The Ministry of Gender recognizes that the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise sector plays a very critical role in promoting women's economic empowerment, creating opportunities for women-led businesses, and driving inclusive growth across our country. Women are estimated to own 55% of all enterprises, provide 80% of the agricultural labor force, and participate in the labor market at a rate of 72.1%, one of the highest to note level of gender parity globally. Yet, despite these contributions by our women, women still earn approximately 15% less than men. The Small Business Empowerment Act of 2014 mandates that 25% of all public procurement is reserved for Liberian-owned micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, with 5% particularly dedicated to women-owned businesses. This is not just a policy. It is a recognition of the indispensable role women play in Liberia's economy. Therefore, we must re-echo that policy implementation is non-negotiable. As the ministry responsible for advancing gender equality and strengthening social protection systems, we view this conference as crucial in highlighting the indispensable role of women-led enterprises and women innovators in driving our economic recovery. At the Ministry of Gender, under the Real Lives Project, something the World Bank country manager mentioned, a total of 12,001 women-led households, constituting 80% of 15,029 household beneficiaries, have benefited through the Social Cash Transfer Program. Through the Support to Small Businesses program across the country, a total of 3,569 women have received business support, while 1,780 new women-owned businesses have been launched, and 2,670 existing enterprises have been expanded. Women-led organizations have also received US $900 cash grant combined with life skills and entrepreneurship training with tools as well that are very essential for resilience and income generation. Additionally, under the Liberian Women Empowerment Project, again, the World Bank country manager mentioned, which of course is a World Bank funded initiative strengthening women's economic and social stance. Currently, have been able to reach out to 1,248 women-led enterprises and have been able to profile all of them across 6 counties, namely Moserado, Bomi, Bapolu, Cape Town, Ranjide, and Riverside, respectively. Of that number, 88 women-led enterprises, including VSLAs, farmer-based organizations, and individual businesses, have received 50% cash grant to scale up their operations and enhance productivity. These interventions reflect our commitment to removing barriers, expanding opportunity, and ensuring that women can fully participate in and benefit from Liberia's economic transformation. As we engage over the coming days at this important conference, we must acknowledge that despite substantial support and commitments from both local and international partners, women-led enterprises continue to face significant challenges. These challenges include limited access to affordable finance, gaps in technical and managerial skills, constrained market opportunities, and persistent social cultural barriers. Addressing these obstacles remains a very critical part of the work that we all do jointly. Not only to strengthen individual businesses, but also to ensure that women can freely access opportunities that will allow them to contribute to Liberia's economic growth regardless of their affiliation and alignment. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection stands fully ready, Madam Minister of Commerce and Industry, under the National Development Agenda to champion this work alongside local and international stakeholders to ensure that no woman is left behind. I want to thank you again for inviting the Ministry of Gender, and I wish all of you here today a very productive and inspiring engagement the last 2 days. Thank you. God bless us all.
Thank you, Madam Minister, our Minister there for Gender Social Protection. As we proceed, I would just like to take a few minutes to thank our sponsors. Without these guys, we can't do anything. All the ministries need sponsors, and today we would like to thank the World Bank, UNDP, UNIDO, Bro2, UN Women, Avisoro, Semenco, Club Beer, Aqualife, the European Chamber of Commerce, Liberia, LPRC, the National Port Authority, JETI, the National Fisheries and Agriculture Authority. Our partners include the Liberian Chamber of Commerce, EPA, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, SET Consultancy, iCampus, Liberia Business Association, Market Hunters, International Trade Center, BET Liberia, Building Entrepreneurs for the Future, Accelerate 360, and the Ministry of Agriculture, where for 3 days in Ganta, the Ministry of Commerce
is going to have a tent that will only have Liberian products sold in. So after this conference, we're also taking our SMEs to Ghana. Thank you. Without further ado, so as we take a little break, before we come back, and when we do return, we will have our presidential remarks from the President's office. But before then, we will have a performance by Amaze.
Yeah. All protocols there. I want you to give a hands of applause for all the remarks today. Yeah, actually, I'm Henry Mr. the Amaze, or activists that use music as a tool for positive change. An RP intellectual property ambassador. I'm privileged to see my boss here this morning or this afternoon, Honorable Kameko with DDJ Chambers. So all the sound remarks, we're breaking it down into Koloba. Yeah. So clap for yourselves. A celebration. That's what people see. Now we're to Halley. My busy people, they hope you're ready. You like your business, you have to get outside. People see. Now we're to Halley. My busy people, they want to have a opportunity. And there's any conference that's your face. Hey, like you knocking on your door. Have you made a baby bro? You want to buy Georgia. Now opportunity. But who opportunity? MSME conference and showface by Ministry of Commerce and Partners. It's a political showcase. We can be there outside to show it. Now they play you will connect. Your investors will buy for some money they catch. You will also learn from the most successful business people. Listen to their success stories. Pitch your business plan, maybe you will win a prize for you. Then I last opportunity. And there's any conference that show face. Hey, not be a brother, knocking on your door. Have you made your baby bro? You want to buy Georgia. Opportunity. No who opportunity. MSME conference that show face by Ministry of Commerce and Partners. I said, you can't stop. My business people, you can't stop. We talk about making Liberian products that are top. Ministry of Commerce, World Bank, they're not taking side. I can't pass the other partners, all of them got their hands stop. Your business small, medium size will make it grow. If you got a good place to grow your business, tuck in your mouth will grow. It's free of charge, you pay man, you just gotta apply. We say what's up, December 8 to 10 pound, we bust up. We say what's up, December 8 to 10 pound, we bust up. And there's any conference that show face. Hey, not be a brother, knocking on your door. Have you made a baby bro? You want to buy Georgia. Now opportunity. But who opportunity? MSME conference that show face by Ministry of Commerce and Partners. Yeah, you like your business, you have to get outside, people see it. Now we are to Halley, my business people, they hope you're ready. You like your business, you have to get outside, people see it. Now we are to Halley, my business people, they hope you're ready.
Oh, thank you so much. Our coordinator here said people are sleeping, so we need to wake them up. So everybody, please stand up small. Let's shake up a little bit. You know? Yeah. Let's shake up a little bit. You know, we're here to discuss business. When you're discussing business, you gotta be alert. So let's shake up a little bit. Huh? Yes. Women, oh, women. Women, oh, women. Do something with positive men. Women, oh, women. Women, oh, women. Do something positive with positive. Thank you very much.
Amen.
Clap for yourselves. You may have your seats.
Men, no men.
Wow, so we have come to a very, very important part of our program. First, we want to thank the artists, Amaze. I recommend our Liberian artists. I love the music. I love our music because I am product of an artist child and a female, one of the biggest female entrepreneurs in Liberia in the 1960s. That was my mother. So thank you, Amaze, and we hope that we can capture Liberian music in commerce. In e-commerce, we're doing stuff with music, but a lot of our artists are not really getting paid. So we want to do something where our artists can now do a compilation of Liberian music from Sweet Sweet Cassava Leaf to Kokolioko to Coming Home and all of that, where we can compile that and now sell it as we move around the world and introduce our music to our friends. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to introduce, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone that I call our uncle, and I'm happy for his appointment. Honorable Sam Steve Quia. He is going to bring us the presidential remark, and he is the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anita. I appreciate the warm introduction. It's quite a pleasure to join you this afternoon, and it is great to see so many of you. I know that there's a bigger set of activity, I'm told, going on out there that we're all supposed to be a part of. So we'll try to make these remarks very short and to make sure we have an opportunity to see what our entrepreneurs are showcasing out there. Madam Minister of Commerce and fellow colleagues of the Cabinet, commissions and agencies of government, our development partners, so efficiently represented by UNDP and of course the World Bank. The phase of Liberia's export industry and someone who's becoming a celebrity in his own right, Mahmoud Johnson, other dignitaries of the high table, well addressed by previous speakers, Liberian entrepreneurs, good afternoon again, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here to represent His Excellency, our leader, President Joseph Numa Boakai, who is in Abidjan attending the inauguration of the new Ivorian president. The president, of course, remains fully committed to seeing Liberia's small businesses grow, to seeing that our businesses thrive, and that all of you Liberian entrepreneurs are giving the right support, and so that you can effectively play your role in shaping our national economy and development. This year's theme speaks directly to the work that this government is doing by creating access to markets. Government is creating access to finance. Government is developing supportive policies and a stronger role for both the private sector and our development partners. What we see happening in the Liberian entrepreneurship and the Liberian market is not by chance. These are as a result of deliberate efforts by this government to make sure that Liberian businesses have the tools that they need to grow and to affect the lives of ordinary Liberians. A few days ago, a friend of mine, a neighbor actually, I hadn't seen for a long time, and I decided, I remember in speaking with the Minister of Commerce, she reminded me of this forum. And so Tane is someone who's been involved in business for a long time, and I hadn't seen my neighbor, so I decided to sneak some time and go visit her store. I went to where I thought her store would be, and it wasn't there. And so I called her, and she told me, "Oh, Steve, I've moved. I've moved to a bigger location now on Camp Johnson Road." And so I wanted to go see what she was doing. And when I got there, I remember her store being very small, selling only used goods. But when I got there, I noticed that it had grown. And this time she was showcasing not just imported stuff, but Liberian-made stuff, a lot of Liberian-made goods. And so I asked her, "Wow, this is quite impressive. How did you magic? What magic did you play to be able to grow like this?" And she said, "Steve, it wasn't magic. You see, I got a small loan, but I paid the loan back. And then I got a bigger loan, and I started believing in myself more and started believing that my business could grow. And as long as you in government keep believing in us Liberian entrepreneurs, Liberian business people, and keep working with our development partners to give us the support that we need so desperately, we'll keep surprising you as much as you're surprised now." And so her confidence reminded me that sometimes the difference between stagnation and success is a simple encouragement and, importantly, accountability. Too many times, Liberian entrepreneurs, rightfully or wrongfully, and I hope wrongfully, have this stigma of not paying the banks back. And so it makes it more difficult for you to gain access to the bigger finances that you need. Yeah, you know, like my colleague Benny spoke about some of the initiatives that government is undertaking. Yeah, we'll give you the $500 grant and the $900 grant, but if you are to make yourself marketable, it is my hope that Liberian entrepreneurs will shake this image of not having enough confidence in themselves or struggling to pay businesses and banks back. The susus will help, but it is only when we make bold steps that we can grow and that we will have the success that we need as small Liberian businesses. And so we know that you, Liberian businesses, help us keep our promise to the people, because what? You employ people. Government may not be in the position to employ every citizen, but certainly government can provide an enabling environment that allows you to thrive so that you can employ others as well. And so this is why government is taking the step to change the reality that some of us Liberian businesses find ourselves in. Through the Liberian Investment, Finance and Trade Project, the government has already disbursed about $5 million United States dollars to MSMEs across the country in phase 1. That support has helped businesses to expand. The support has helped businesses to buy equipment to improve production, and to hire even more people. In phase 2, the support will climb up to $5 million, and that will be delivered through partnership and several other financial institutions, thereby widening the door even more. We want to reach more women in businesses. The government wants to reach more entrepreneur and rural businesses. The government wants young people to know that there is room in Liberia's future, not just to work in government, but to be your own bosses. We also are very excited about the Youth Entrepreneurship and Investment Bank, supported by the Africa Development Bank. This is more than just a financial institution. It is a statement of confidence in the talent and creativity of young Liberians. This support to young people gives them an opportunity to showcase their ideas, to display their drive, and to pursue their dreams. These are very practical steps that this government is taking to let you know that the arrest agenda is at work. They reflect our commitment to a Liberia where opportunity is not just limited to a few people, but that opportunity is available to all who are willing to work hard and all who are willing to innovate. Certainly, President Boakai believes that you, Liberian businesses, can thrive with the right support, and the government makes a commitment in close collaboration with commercial institutions and with our partners to make that happen. But none of this, my brothers and sisters, can happen in isolation. We need you to believe in your own dreams. We need you to build positive relationship with financial institutions. We need our development partners. We need the energy and creativity of every entrepreneur in this room and those out there waiting to see us. And so as we begin this conference, I want to encourage all of us to think collectively. Let us build partnerships that matter. Let us share ideas freely. Let us create solutions that will work. Let us use this moment to reaffirm our shared belief in a Liberia that is strong, in a Liberia that is innovative, in a Liberia that is inclusive, in a Liberia where men and women are walking side by side. And so, on behalf of the President, I want to thank you, Madam Minister, for the invitation to be here, and also to the President for asking me to represent him. I want us all to continue to remain united in purpose as we think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. And so, on behalf of the President, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai Sr., I now declare 2025 MSME Conference and Trade Fair open. Thank you so much for having us. I beg to be excused. It's a 3-day conference, and we will come every day to buy. Today I wanted to buy a lot, but I forgot my wallet, so I got to run by and go get it. But I have another engagement coming up where I have to represent His Excellency. But please support Liberian businesses. Let's support our economy. Let's diversify our economy and let us work together to make things happen. Congratulations to all of you Liberian entrepreneurs, and we're very, very proud of you. Thank you and God bless.
Members of the press, please just make a quick and fast job. Yeah, that's good. Good job.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sam Stepia from the President's Office. Yes.
Minister of State and Presidential Affairs matters size enterprises that to help. This is focused on Liberia here at the Ellen Johnson Ministerial Complex with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The station is 3D. Macro.
We are done. Thank you.
Small and medium-sized enterprises conference and trade fair 2025. So are we still here? Minister of State.
American flag movie, nobody come out. One second.
Thank you very much. As we continue to stand as our Minister for Presidential Affairs exits.